Welcome back to In the Oven with Adam and Brad.
What's up, y'all?
We're going to try to bring the energy because we did have a very exciting last couple of days, but then the travel side of it kind of drains you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. Are you tired?
Yeah, I am tired.
I'm dragging it down. I'm trying to fake that I'm not, but I'm a little tired.
I was like, I feel like Adam's off a little bit, or he's just tired, which I think is just you're tired, you know? So, I think when you bring a certain energy frequently, people like expect it out of you. So when you just like, we talked about that at the gym thing, you know?
Well, we got home early. So we had a late flight coming in and we were both able to surprise our wives and we both wound up scaring our wives.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But, I got home and then thought, oh man, this is great. I'm going to be able to get home and get to sleep early. But then I was like, I kind of want to just hang out with my wife for a little while.
Yeah.
So then we hung out for a little while.
And
then I was like, oh, and then the kids were up and then so my sleep was,
I still went to bed way sooner than I would have went to bed if we'd have flown in later, because I think Aubrey and I ended up going to bed about the time our flight would have landed. And so then you have like the commute back, the like unwind situation. So probably a good 2 hours earlier, but I agree. I thought I was going to be like, come home and be like, oh, time with them, and then be like, all right, let's go to bed. But then my wife and I ended up like talking for a long time, and she's like, let's watch something together. And then it's like, next thing you know, it's like almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm
like, oh, that's nice.
Let's go to bed.
Let's go to bed.
But yeah, so
trip was good.
Yeah, really exciting. We tested out some new Bites flavors.
I think we nailed some new Bites flavors.
Yeah, I'm sure people are used to hearing, people talk about their products and being like, no, this is the best thing, right? But like some of these Bites flavors that we made, I think I just really love them because they're like they're just continuing on the uniqueness and creativity that Fat and Weird, has built itself on. So, some of the flavors are not unique in the birthday cake aspect of it. I just think it's like how we execute the birthday cake.
I agree. I think, man, nobody's doing what we're doing. I mean, not like we're doing it, not how we're doing it. And they're not putting out a finished product like what we're doing. I mean, it's really cool. I know because I go to all the stores and I'm trying to find our competition and they're not out there yet.
Yeah.
So this is exciting times. Nailed a new big customer.
Yeah. So, I mean, we can talk about it. Yeah. So, Wegmans put in their order. So, 120
something like
ish
that. 120-ish stores in the
Northeast.
Yeah. Northeast.
I think they started maybe in like Rochester, New York area, maybe. I think that's what I'm hearing. But I mean, all the way from Virginia up.
Yeah. So if any guys shop at Wegmans, look for us.
Yeah,
in the freezer section.
I would say in the next like 30 days, hopefully. Yeah. It really just depends on how quickly we can get the order out because we're kind of behind. Our equipment's in a co-packing facility. Obviously, like we do all the recipe development things, and we just kind of like have our stuff at another facility, and they run the product for us. And so we were up there messing around with that, but they moved facilities recently, and they're a little bit behind because of that.
This is a big operation, so we're gearing up for the future. So we basically have the line that'll get us pretty dang far.
Yeah.
And so anyways, it's a big move. So we've gotten a little behind. We're going to get caught back up.
From a production side, we have a line that will get us very, very far. We actually need to like upgrade our bagging side of the line.
Pinch points for sure.
Yeah. But in general, we're going to be able to go way faster than we're going even right now. So it's all exciting stuff. So, the trip was great. Really excited about that. We have some other customers that are on the horizon. Really excited about locking those down. It's just funny to think about. It's kind of like a compounding interest situation for those of you that are like nerds in that kind of way. Is just that like all your efforts, it feels like you're just like constantly like stacking things up and like nothing's happening. But all of a sudden it's like these big things kind of just come in like waves after that. So, I mean, we spent, pretty much the last 2 years getting into almost 500 stores. Obviously, if you add Wegmans in, we'll end over the last 2 years getting into 500 stores, which is great, right? I mean, it really is. Arguably, the first year was maybe 100 stores, and then this year was like 400 stores. So you could, be like even better when you think about it as far as growth goes. But I mean, we're looking at for 2025. Within the first quarter, probably bringing on 2,000 stores within the first quarter.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable number.
Right. And so when you think about that, you're like, oh, wow. We went Q1. 100, 400, and then like within the first 3 months, you're doing
2,000.
2,000.
It's legit. I mean, we're talking to national brands, we're talking to national chains, and we're getting slotted effectively. We just have to believe it's going to come true, right? Because it is now. It's slowly coming true with the Wegmans and the whomevers that have told us yes. The size of these gigantic deals, their yeses take longer because, truthfully, they're more planned ahead.
Yeah.
And so, we've got Q1 rollouts with some large retailers, and it's exciting. It's exciting. I know we're planning on doing stuff as a brand to support all that. You guys on your influence side to support that stuff, and then also just as fat and weird. Man, it's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah, I think I asked if anyone lived near Wegmans, and I had like 500 people reach out to me, which is really cool. So hopefully, I can send 500 people out to stock their shelves, or I guess buy all the products and then bring them home. Stock their freezers, I guess, with cookie dough bites. So.
That'd be cool.
And then honestly too, we just want to be different than a cookie company that I hear all the time, oh, I love cookies, but just not a big chocolate cookie fan. Everyone their cookies are chocolate. So we really are been experimenting with a lot of flavors,
got something for you
outside of the chocolate world. Really excited about what we've got planned for the future. Actually, do you know how we had a meeting with a very big donut brand yesterday? Do you know how that meeting went at all? Did you follow? Okay. So surprising news. I'll probably find out today how that meeting went with that. So, but yeah, I mean, all exciting things. I think you spend years and years and years kind of building this vision, and you're slowly kind of seeing it coming to fruition. At least for me, it's been a long time. And, we didn't really have a product, truthfully, with the cookie to go mass wholesale. It works better in the franchise world because people want to be able to pick up a hot cookie. Whereas at a grocery store, there's just so many other options besides that. But now I think we have a product that's just crushed.
I agree.
So.
Yeah, and we're getting our foot in the door of a very large store that's very hard to get your foot in, and
yeah. So, anything else we want to cover about this stuff? Oh, we had our holiday party for our employee holiday party.
Christmas party was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was just a lot different than last year, but just great. I think it was really fun to have everyone kind of mingle. There were some games that we got to play and do stuff, but
yeah, for sure. I think it went great. I think everybody had a good time. I've talked to everybody. We did some silly little, themed games, and it turned out great. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into some of these videos. Obviously, I would say this is the biggest thing on the list, but it may not be because I don't know how much you're not really on TikTok and social media. And I would tell you over the last couple of days, me and you both have not been on just because we've been working so much, which by the way, the room we were working in was 55 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Less than 10% humidity.
Yeah. They were acting like they had the heaters on too in that cold room because of how cold they can run the room.
Right. They're like, it's not even that cold in here. And I was like, bro, I feel like my body's drying. I feel like I'm just in a dehydrator.
Yeah. I had they were thin layers, but I had 3 layers on and the smock overcoat, working with food coat.
Yeah.
And could have used maybe another couple layers.
Yeah.
It's cold.
So,
you were cold plunging all day.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, just getting dried out in there. But no, the reason I was saying that is there is the thing on this list, which is the drones, which I don't know if you know anything about these drones yet. Oh, you don't? This is going to be exciting. Okay, we're going to go straight into the United Healthcare CEO first, because obviously I know you know a lot about this side of things. So,
overnight, Manhattan prosecutors filing a murder charge against Luigi Mangione for last week's shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, gunned down in the streets of Midtown Manhattan as he was visiting for a conference. Police launching a multi-state manhunt. The 26-year-old suspect was captured Monday, recognized by an employee at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, 5 days after the murder and 280 miles away. Police say Mangione's identity was not on their radar until the sighting.
We did not have his name prior to today.
The arresting officers asking him if he had been in New York City recently.
Yeah, I just find that really, really hard to believe. I mean, just first off, reverse image searching people, he had a social media account. I feel like your photos would pop up. I mean, I feel like some basic sleuth work by people would have found this guy.
This has so much just weirdness to it.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what to believe. Of course, I love the conspiracy stuff, so I follow plenty of pages and they share plenty of stuff, and some of it's wild.
I think what's hard for me to believe is like this guy just evaded police. They had no idea who he was.
Yeah,
all they had is like a couple photos, and they even saw him like throwing stuff away, like discarding stuff off of his body when he was leaving this crime scene. But then they find him at McDonald's, and he has the gun, the silencer, a manifesto, Monopoly money, all these fake IDs. And it's just like, to me, it's just like, either you are that guy or you're not that guy. And I feel like the behavior of the assassin initially was that guy. And then this guy that got caught was like, not that guy, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just like, it seemed way too professional until he got caught.
It seems like everyone would get rid of or try to get rid of the incriminating evidence.
Yeah.
You would think, right? Like you would, I guess it's our own initial, what we would do if we misbehaved, but maybe he's a psycho. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I think we have not considered that we actually caught we caught Luigi and not Waluigi.
Waluigi. Yeah.
So,
it's his evil.
He may be out there.
Evil twin.
Think about
something.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously interesting from the standpoint of like how people are reacting to this, because like a lot of people are like, yeah, kill that CEO. But like the CEO was kind of like this like working class guy that like worked his way up to CEO. And then Luigi is like kind of born into money. And it's kind of like the dichotomy of like the opposite situation of what you like don't like about America is like people born into this like generational wealth, silver spoon life. And then this guy like worked his way up to become CEO. And they're like, yeah, murder him for working hard.
Well, that is just, yeah. I mean, without going off, it's hard to even unpack, but the like leftists, the extreme leftists that are supportive of any of that stuff. Like, I get it. Healthcare, health insurance has become a joke in this country, but no, it's not okay to kill people. It's not okay to take a shot at people. This goes back to like the people that were happy about it, to somebody taking a shot at Donald Trump. This is not okay. I mean, this guy actually got killed. This is like,
yeah, just like, could you imagine if like people just started,
somebody's husband, father,
well, just
son,
like if you were okay, it's like you can't just be okay with people killing people because they have difference of opinions. Because like,
and not like that. I mean, regardless, like I saw the video of how the guy was killed, regardless of who it was that did it, man, just came up and shot him from behind. Like, not that there's any better way of being killed. I mean, the guy, but like, dude.
You're just talking about from a standpoint of
the
like,
guy didn't deserve any level of that. Like,
right.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's just like he went out not even knowing that he was going out.
Yeah. Like no chance, nothing to do anything. Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Not that I mean, you can't even have a chance to say a prayer or anything, man.
Well, we will jump straight to the drones over New Jersey because I think this is going to blow your mind. You're going to like, I don't know.
Oh, I saw.
No, I don't think you do. Just wait.
Okay. The growing mystery surrounding those drones over New Jersey. The devices have been spotted nearly every day over the last 3 weeks.
The thing that's odd about this is you have leaders saying they don't believe they're a threat to the public, yet the public is being told to call the FBI if you know anything about them or if you've seen them.
We have people freaking out because the drone the size of an SUV is flying over their house and everybody's going,
yeah. No, I don't know about this specifically.
No, but so they've actually like had like congressional or something kind of hearings where they're like saying like, who's doing this? Like, which one of you agencies are doing this? And they're all like, we're not doing it. And no one's really like taking anything for it. And they're flying out to the water. They're flying out into the ocean and then coming back.
Yeah, man. I think that all of the stuff that we're seeing on the news and everything else is a intelligence operation to to as fast as possible get us okay so we don't like freak out when we realize that there's somebody else here or something else here.
Yeah.
I do. I think that like they're trying to get us so comfortable with aliens so fast. I feel like, right? They're like, actually, it's not UFO, it's UAP. We've known about them for years. They're making it all science. They like do all these things. Like the way people talk about it now, it's like, no, hold on. You said you say things like off-world terrestrials. And pause. And we're not. Why are we not pausing and clear? Just okay. Biologics. You discovered bio what's? Pause. No.
Yeah. I mean, but it's wild because like I actually saw this last night because House and Habit like had a bunch of stories on it. And she was having people like send in personal videos, and there are people that claiming that they've gotten so low above their houses that they could tell that they were like the size of a car.
Well, like again, just stack it all up. But like that thing in Miami.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
I mean, like I saw the video footage of the like 100 cop cars or whatever surrounding that place.
Yeah.
And it was kids with sticks.
Right.
Maybe a firework. Where other people were like, it was 10-foot tall aliens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no cam footage? Like
Yeah. Nothing came out.
Wild.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. But I mean, when you like, I saw a bunch of these videos. You see them; they're just like out flying around, and they're not like drones, like my DJI drone, or even the drones that do the light shows. Like it's pretty obvious these drones are like different. You know,
they built different, dog.
Yeah. So you haven't seen anything on this then? You're gonna do some deep diving now.
No, but I did see a video of another like weird shaped drone that this guy got in night vision, and it's like the way it's flying is very unlike
anything you've seen. Yeah.
It's kind of just like
it's just it's also
just like doing like whatever it wants to.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when you have all these people seeing these drones, I'm not saying that, but like with AI and the way stuff is nowadays, it's like, just waiting for people to be like.
Well, think about even something like described like the seraphim or whatever, like the flying wheels and eyes and stuff.
Right, yeah.
Crazy.
From the Bible, like that stuff, yeah. All right, 25% tariff on products from Canada. Man, Trump really trying to harass.
Yeah, he about to say you about to be a state, Canada.
Yeah.
The United States is the greatest economic and military superpower in the history of the world, and they are our neighbor. The U.S. is responsible for $1.2 trillion of our trade. We trade almost twice as much with the Americans as we trade with the rest of the world combined. Trade with the U.S. is 40% of our economy. President Trump yesterday made an unjustified threat of a 25% tariff on our already weak and shrinking economy.
Pause. Not my problem.
Yeah, right, bro. 100%. 100%. No, I would say that like I've known plenty of Canadian folks, man, good people, salt of the earth, very just usually pretty central politics, normally pretty chill. I think their chillness has led to a rampant left-leaning tyrannical government that it just I don't like much of anything about Canada, the government, or the country, but the people are great. I think a lot of them, I don't know why they're not a Puerto Rico situation anyways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, your trade is, your economy is 40% U.S. Like, feels like you're Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So like.
Just become a territory.
Come on.
Because, I mean, when you're a territory, don't you just pretty much run your own government and stuff anyways?
Yeah. Yeah, y'all can play government over there.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what? Now, I can tell you, I was also worked with some Canadian military, and so they have some special forces dudes that are very squared away, shit hot dudes. So I don't want to like disregard that. They do have some squared away military guys, but their military might is not nearly enough that if they got attacked by anybody, we wouldn't be there anyways.
Right.
So it's like they're Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Canada, you're Puerto Rico.
Right.
Putting you on notice.
Plus, we'd be doing you a favor anyways. Like, what do you really have to offer besides like maple syrup?
Maple syrup and snowballs, bro, and moose. They'll send the Mounties after us.
Yeah, the Mounties. Be careful. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Let's see. The kid's mistake broke the internet. Let's see this one.
This 13-year-old kid made the biggest mistake ever when he said this.
Okay, when I hit 200,000 followers, I'll do whatever the top comment says on this video and post it.
He reached a whopping 600k followers within days of posting this video because of this top comment, which has nearly 4 million likes, making it the most liked comments ever on any social media platform. And it says, fly to a small town in Thailand, get accepted by their people, learn the language, train in Muay Thai for a year and a half.
Does it tell you the comment? Okay, yeah.
Win the tournament, return to the USA and join the UFC, stay in shape and go undefeated in your weight class, Retire and do an interview saying this comment was the reason you fought so hard. But the craziest part is that this video caught the attention of one of the best Muay Thai fighters ever who offered to take care of him and train him personally. And even though he's had some serious injuries and setbacks, he's actually training really hard to complete this promise. If you're looking forward to this, subscribe.
Well, yeah, I like, bro, like, you know, the top comment could be something just so stupid usually, and this guy went all in on just like, oh yeah, be a dedicated,
become better.
Yeah, just be a better person.
Weird too, because like there'd be no reason for it to be specifically Muay Thai. It could have been anything. But
yeah,
he picked Thailand, picked Muay Thai.
Well, he niched down.
Yeah,
yeah,
he went all the way in.
He's like, I don't want you to have any excuse as why you didn't know how to do this.
Be accepted by the locals.
Yeah, learn their language.
Learn the language, all of it. That's great.
Honestly, if I had one of the greatest Muay Thai fighters reach out to me and I was 16 years old and that's how I got my start, I would probably just do it and document it.
But how cool is, and see, man, kid, if you see this, you really, man, take advantage of this. How cool is 2024 going into 2025 where this kid just got handed a career if he wants one, at least short term. He'll make plenty of money. All he's got to do is slowly try to do what that guy fucking asked with 4 million likes on a comment. People will watch those videos, man.
Well, he has 600,000 followers.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, actually just do that. I moved to Thailand. Here I am.
Well, if the first YouTube video would be like...
trying to learn Thai.
Moving to Thailand, that video would get 1 million views.
Yeah.
It would get 1 million views.
And trying to learn the language, trying to fight. I mean, boom, here's your whole life. It goes all the way to retirement age.
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, I mean, I guess you could retire whenever you want. You just have to go undefeated. So all you gotta do is win a couple fights and then just be like, all right, I'm quitting now. You know. But man, don't lose that first fight.
I know. Oh dang.
Yeah.
Just
I keep at it, kid.
Fight people smaller than you.
Yeah. It's not over if you lost the first one.
Do the what's his name? Do the Bradley Martin. You know, just only fight people smaller than you.
Well, yeah. Or isn't that pretty much what the Paul brothers do too? I mean, they fight washed up older people.
Yeah, or just have. Pay them to throw the fight.
Yeah, throw the fight, yeah. Pay them in Bitcoin because we are in the Bitcoin gold rush.
Manifest destiny, man. Just
Here
keep
we go.
saying it. It'll come true.
We're in the Bitcoin gold rush. It started in January of 2024, and it will run till about November of 2034. How many people know what happened in November of 2034? In November of 2034, 99% of all the Bitcoin will have been mined, and the last 1% comes out over the next 100 years. So for all practical purposes, the stock-to-flow ratio of Bitcoin is infinity in 2034. It becomes noise. At the beginning of the gold rush, no bank could custody Bitcoin, no institutional investor could buy Bitcoin, no Wall Street trading firm. When those spot ETFs were approved, that created a fire or an avalanche. The genie's out of the bottle. It doesn't matter who's elected president next. It doesn't matter who's the next head of the SEC. No politician's opinion, no banker opinion, no regulator opinion matters after that date. That kicked off the gold rush.
Yeah, I think for me, the hard part about all of that stuff is
regulation and a government's ability to just ban it as a trade currency.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. The ban as a trade currency is just like,
can't use it anymore. Like, no, I mean, like, I get it. You can make a lot of money, and I know plenty of people that are making plenty of money. However, okay, it's all been mined. No institution can even buy it. Well, guess what? Things you can't buy are worth no money. Like, I don't care. If you put some kind of... how do I get money out of it? Do I take loans against it? Do I...
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's valuable because there's a monetary value attached to it.
And because there's speculatory rise with it. That's the only reason anybody is buying it is because in the future. And so, yeah, if we all beat that drum hard enough and believe that, those marching orders and buy our little Bitcoins like we're supposed to, then we contribute towards the miners out there who have an economic interest to keep mining. But then once it's there, I mean, it works as a thing that I have that I can give to you and we can agree on a set amount. But it is very much like gold in that it does very little else for me.
Right.
And so, like, short of having some, if you don't want it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We only want it like, you got a Bitcoin? I'll take it. Or I'll buy it for $100,000.
Right.
Because it's going to be $200,000 later, not because I want a digital string of numbers and letters for $100,000. man.
Well, and also like let's talk about the fact that there's like a majority of it is locked away in a wallet that's owned by someone and it hasn't moved. And if that ever moved, it just got sold, the prices would drop to nothingness.
Yeah, because still around half of what is in circulation is
in that one
believed to be in Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet.
Yeah,
the creator of it. But you know, I still think the whole crypto thing. Yeah, dude, that's
well. Since no one knows who created it, it's so weird to me that we're using something that we don't even know who created it because it's like. The government created it. They're just moving you from one currency to the other.
That's right. Well,
and they have a majority of the currency.
The anonymity part has always been great to me because while it is, I guess, anonymous, if you do not register an account to a wallet, everything's requiring you to register an account to a wallet now. And so unless you're doing the old school like thumb drives, like actual keeping it off chain and stuff, but then like, how are you going to get it back on the blockchain? Like, how are you going to get it?
Well, I think what people
back on the web. Or
what people don't. It is way too complex a system for the average person to securely keep their Bitcoin to the point where it will not be adopted by the mass because it has to be so much. And so that's when people are telling me like, no, you don't understand. In a couple of years, everyone will be using Bitcoin. I'm like, some people, there may be a system involved where this like tap to pay with your Bitcoin in the future. But the reason people love credit cards is because someone steals their credit card number. They call the credit card company and they say it, and the credit card company boop, 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 and fixes everything or whatever.
And I had a friend, and he did very well and still in crypto. I remember in 2016, 2017, he's like, man, you need to get into Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. At that time, he would buy your off-chain, off-wallet, whatever. He basically cashed people out of Bitcoin. And I was like, how is this how you like live? How do you make enough money doing this? He knew enough people that wanted to like kind of keep it all off, like anonymous or whatever. They would buy crypto, get crypto, whatever. I don't know if these were like drug dealers. He didn't phrase it like that, but I don't know who these people were that were doing it, but that's how he supported his life. And he just basically amassed enough Bitcoin that he does pretty dang well for himself now.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to get a hold of it. I'm like, dude, you sound nuts. You know, like I think I bought I think at that time, I think it was like, I don't know, $6,000 or whatever. I bought one. It like went down. I freaked out.
Well, people are like, oh, it's the greatest transfer of wealth in our history. And like, for me, I'm just like, I mean, if you honestly think that like, because some 20-year-old kid decided to buy like a couple Bitcoin, however many, like, I don't know, however long ago, that like now they're going to be like the generational wealth because they got in early. I just find that hard to believe.
Can I make up a conspiracy?
Yeah.
I think that if somebody wanted to, like a security agency, like a federally national security agency could make up a currency that was anonymous and get everybody to adopt it and act like it was, completely public, open source even, and mineable, but really just attach the entire public to their whole trades and catch what they do. And
you see everything then. It's all
of it. There's a lot of internet, like, if you needed, it just feels like a great way to sneakily move money around the planet is really what it seems like. Like gold or whatever is really heavy. Art, you still have to physically move it there. Banks all have to talk to
NFTs, and that digital art.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like you bought a picture of a monkey for $1 million.
I never could wrap my head around that.
Feels like a way to launder money, move. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems sketchy.
Well, hey, after what we learned about in the car yesterday about laundering money via marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we read on, I don't even.
Yeah, you about to get pumped. It was a Reddit thread.
Yeah, it was a Reddit thread. There was a girl that was placing an ad for marriage. She had $1 million+ in losses, looking for a guy who had $1 million+ in short-term capital gains, and was effectively looking to wash the money. She was a little kind of, I don't know, I guess ditzy with her money. I don't know how she lost that much, but she did. And effectively, if you think about it, in America, and now I don't personally agree with this, like on a personal, like
ethical level.
I'm a married man, and so I believe in marriage. But contractually, as far as tax purposes go with the federal government, there's no number of times you can get married and divorced. And so this would effectively be a way for a single person with a bunch, and there's no nothing stipulating who can get married as long as they're of legal age, right? So anybody can affect. I mean,
yeah,
two
what he's trying to say is
male,
male, female,
yeah,
female,
whatever. It doesn't matter. So if your buddy has an off year, really off year, and you have a really good year, you can just be like, hey, let's get married real quick, wash this money. But effectively, that money would be going to the federal government, and you'd get it back. And so whatever y'all agreed to split, you'd split, and then sign that divorce paperwork and get out of here. Wild.
Yeah. It was so funny when
it's kind of gigabrain level.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
super smart.
Yeah, like it feels like that would be like a hell of an ad for like a law firm or something, like or just like estate planning or something like for that firm.
Yeah,
because I think anybody that's like, anybody that has like really gotten shafted by the IRS would get like, oh dang.
Well, yeah, the person claiming the $1 million in losses, like I totally would be
hold
like,
on, let me see the paperwork. Let me check these receipts, make sure they're legal.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh wow, okay.
Because I mean, essentially what you're doing is just like, it's free money.
Yep.
It's just free money. Like I'm going to have to pay taxes on this $1 million gain.
Yep.
They're not going to get any benefit from losing $1 million. So like,
yeah, you got $400,000+ going to the, IRS.
Right.
Yeah.
You're about to split it and both walk away with $200,000.
Yeah. Or whatever, even whatever you agree on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is wild. Let's see. Many rituals build habit formations. Okay.
But it's more like, okay, I drank it. Now I have to work out.
What he's talking about is something called ritualization. If you make little mini rituals of like, okay, as soon as I get my pre-workout in my hand, I drink it, I know I'm set into workout. And if you construct your daily life in little mini rituals, like when I get up, I do XYZ. When a couple hours later, I do XYZ. And you just do it. It can be an awesome habit formation and habit stabilization tool. So even if the pre-workout is not a pre-workout, like G Fuel is not, just having it and being like, aha, when I have this, I work out. 1-to-1 rule. You can just get over a couple of the bumps of being like, oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or oh, the G Fuel tastes like shit today. This. It's cool to have some mini rituals sometimes to really help yourself push through the difficulties and stay super consistent.
Yeah, so that was a long-winded way of saying who wrote Atomic Habits? James Clear or something like that, I think wrote that, whatever. But essentially, he talks about in Atomic Habits called habit stacking. And they're saying like, if you brush your teeth every night, but you want to start adding in flossing, the best thing to do is put your floss with your toothbrush because you're already going to brush your teeth. If you drink coffee every morning and you want to start taking this medicine every morning, you put your medicine with your coffee and then you'll start taking it more.
I learned it as anchoring or tethering, but same principle. Effectively, you have to change your routines and stuff like that. I would say though that like with habits, specifically on something like, I can see taking pre-workout, then I work out, turning into I can't work out without pre-workout and I can't do things without whatever. But I would say routine though when you get up, you do this thing, then you do this thing, then you do this thing. If you can fill your day full of enough routine, then you'll just do it because you'll be like, you'll get antsy, or most people will get antsy because they'll feel like they're supposed to do that thing. It's why people have a hard time like quitting smoking and stuff too, because they feel like
it's a fixation
supposed
thing,
to do something.
I think that for me is what my biggest concern is what you said was that a lot of times people start saying, well, I can't do my thing because I didn't do my routine now. And so, that's where the hardest part lies for me. It's like you hear people like, well, I'm not disciplined because I'm out of my routine or whatever. And for me, it's like I try to find ways to like get myself as close to my routine as possible whenever I'm like outside of my routine.
Well,
but
I think sometimes people prop up not having values on doing useless tasks. So like I know that you do like Bible studies and stuff in the morning. You could just go through the fucking motions and do those things. I know you don't.
Right.
Somebody could do those things, but they're valuable to you, so they give you meaning in your day. Right? So you do them. You do them when you're out of town. You do them when you're home. I think if people just check boxes like, oh, I'm not at the house, so I can't do this thing.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, you're not running and filling tubs with cold plunge stuff, but
I do take a cold shower whenever we're gone.
And so like, things that you have values, and when you just have values, like you just keep them wherever. Like I don't go out of town and then turn into like a glutton with food or whatever. Yeah, I might enjoy myself, have some snacks at the house, but like I do that at home too.
Yeah, but in general, I actually was talking about like how little we actually ate on the trip because of how busy we were.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the truth is like we landed and we went straight into the production facility, and then we went to go get lunch and didn't find a good spot at first, but then we ended up going to Publix and just getting sandwiches, which granted, I ate a whole footlong, which is like 1,000 calories. But other than that, I didn't really eat until then we ate dinner at Longhorns. And then I had a water and a steak and a salad. So came back. So, I think a lot of it, what he said is true in general. Like, that's true. But I think there's just like so much nuance to a lot of things. A lot of people just will give you this like thing, and it's like, in general that works, So airlines incentivize making people check carry-on bags. Okay.
So how much have you paid people to pull out customers who are in line with a bag that's 2 centimeters too big?
We recognize this is a hard job, and so therefore we incentivize them to do that.
How much?
It's $10 per bag.
Wow. Mr. Klein, you and Mr. Schroeder, your airlines cumulatively have spent $26 million paying gate agents between 2022 and 2023 to catch passengers whose bags are a little bit too big. I mean, if people want to know why it's such a terrible experience to fly, this is news for them today. Your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable. Let me just ask you this while I have you here. Why is it that you charge?
Why don't we just pay the customer, or at least offer that first? I mean, like, I would still want to carry my carry-on, but like, why wouldn't we go, hey man, here's $10. You want?
Well, no, I don't. I think they're saying you're paying you $10 to make you charge them $30 to have to check their bag because it's too big for the overhead because it's
charging them.
It's too big for the overhead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're making money. So they're essentially giving them commission.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
But it was mainly Frontier and Spirit, so it makes sense because honestly they need any money they can get because Spirit just went under. And Frontier now added first class seats to their cabin. Apparently, like half of Delta's revenue is their first class seats.
Yeah, I imagine.
So, but honestly,
Well,
I wish they'd catch people putting stuff in it because I had an experience where someone had the whole freaking overhead full.
Yeah, Brad's being polite. This lady was not nice. God bless this lady. I hope she has a better life.
At first, I was like, did I do something to like garner this reaction? Because this lady was like going off on me because I opened the overhead to put my bag in it and I realized the overhead was full. So then I was like, just going to shut it and move on. But she started like, it's shut because it's full. And
we were like the fourth, fifth people on the plane.
Yeah.
So it was like, it would be assumed that it just didn't get opened. I mean, everyone was empty. This lady was like the second person on the flight.
Right.
She basically just filled the overhead, closed it.
Yeah. So I ended up putting my bag behind me, but then I like literally kind of was like, well, hey, no matter what, I like you guys move so I can get into my seat, And she like ignored me, and I was like, can you please get up so I can get to my seat? And then she goes, if you ask nicely, and I was like, I don't know how to ask any nicer than can you please get up so I can get to my seat, but okay. And then I just like sat down, and, like didn't talk to her the whole time, Yeah.
I don't want to interact with you, please. If I can get to my seat, I'll be chill.
The whole time I was thinking too that I was just like, I'm happy. I'm flying home early. I'm gonna go see my wife and kids. Like,
yeah,
And then I looked at her. I was like, I'm actually sad for you that you're just so unhappy right now because you're either going to Panama City for something fun, I would assume, or you're like coming back home and like I don't know, be excited to be coming home. I don't know. It was weird to me, but
we were up in a part of Georgia that was just sketchy.
I'm gonna save that story till the end.
Right,
I got it. All right.
Sketchy.
Humans with superpowers. Interesting. I already have a superpower, so.
Here are some humans with actual superpowers. So Emma Chen of China has an ultra healing ability, which allows her to rapidly recover from severe injuries 100 times faster than the average human, while Veronica Cedar has supervision and can see 20 times better than the average person, seeing details up to a mile away. Ma Jingjiang has electrical resistance, which means he can withstand high voltage shocks through his body, while John Chang of Indonesia is able to conduct bioelectricity through his body, allowing him to light a bulb with his hands. Natasha Demkina is a Russian woman who has X-ray vision, allowing her to see inside humans' bodies to see organs and tissues to make medical diagnoses, while Joy Milne has a rare ability to smell Parkinson's disease, as she's detected it on many people, including her husband. Iro Mantiranta was a cross-country skier accused of cheating as a result of his naturally elevated red blood cell count, which led to a 50% increase in endurance, although it was just due to one of his rare diseases, which is cool but not as crazy as Anatoly Bergoski, who survived a particle accelerator beam that passed through his brain, making him impenetrable to lasers. And finally, Miroslav Magolov claims to have the ability to magnetize metal objects to his body.
I like the last one was claimed to.
Yeah, there was a guy, I can't think of who it was, that basically would go around and be like, I'll pay you like $1 million if you let me conduct any of the, like, cool, you're magnetic? Sweet, come here. I got some magnetic stuff right here. Like,
yeah.
I'll stick it to you.
Right.
Like, and nobody was ever able to do it. Like, there were people that could claim they could do things.
Right.
I don't believe none of that stuff. Smelling diseases, I mean, I think dogs can do it. So then theoretically, like a person, maybe.
Right. Yeah,
sure.
why not? Yeah.
Well, X-ray, you can't see through people. I don't know. That's not how X-ray works. Like, that's not even, you would have to, again, you would, okay, I have to, like, I'm glitching on the X-ray. Yeah, you would need it to penetrate through, get that, then put it into your brain.
Yeah, like an X-ray machine, like uses like silver and like metals and materials to do it. To like, I don't know. I just have that. That one's really hard for me to wrap my mind around. I could see someone having like just really great vision based on their eye shape and the cones or something, having like really sharp vision, but a mile away is pretty far.
Yeah, I don't know. I read that there's a book, but. There's a book that a guy did on like the de-evolution of humans because of like lack of needing to do things. So like how our memory is like kind of shit compared to what it was.
Yeah.
That like, you know, back in the day, the like bards and stuff would just tell these tales like, from memory. But it was because they couldn't read. So they just had to.
Right.
And so like, it's kind of interesting when you think about it like that. And so like, folks that were like out on the plains or whatever, like if, you know, the folks maybe in like Australia or Africa or somewhere that had to look really far distances, their eyesight was better than, and folks genetically today, folks from those areas don't have eye issues as much as other areas.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
So back to our Atlanta trip. So the very end of our trip, we decided that like, hey, let's get some of these cookie dough bites and like let's get them back to Panama City as quick as possible. So like we need to grab a cooler and we need to grab some dry ice.
That's right.
So I was like, well, we're not going to get a cooler from like Publix or Ingles or Kroger or something like that. Like we got to stop at Walmart. So let's stop at Walmart. We'll then kind of map out some different grocery stores and we'll like go head there. And Josh's like, oh, this Kroger says it has dry ice from what app was it? The Penguin, right? Yeah, Penguin or one of the dry ice apps, you know, or companies. They said that this Kroger had it. Right. So I was like, sweet, there's a Walmart close by. So we go to the Walmart. Walmart seemed pretty normal. I mean, it was like it wasn't dirty. Yeah, everything was stocked. It was nice. We grabbed the cooler from Walmart. Also, very surprised how cheap coolers are. Yep. It's like a 70-quart cooler. Yeah, it was like
cooler.
$60.
Yeah.
So
great deal.
So we grab this cooler, then we head over to Kroger. And walk into Kroger, and I was like, I don't know about this Kroger. And then there was an armed security guard right at the door. Yep. And we walked through there. They didn't have dry ice, and as we were leaving,
it was all in the middle of the day.
I told you, I said, oh, wow, they have one of these, like, in the parking lot. I'd seen it before. It's like a police thing.
Yeah, like one of those camera bots.
Yeah, but there's, like, cameras all around it. So essentially, like, they have a police camera directly in their parking lot, like live feeding into the police station, you know? And you're like, yeah, I've seen that before. Usually that means you're not in the greatest area. And then I also noticed that there was a lady in front of us, And when we were behind her, she started like walking faster, and our car was parked right next to her, but like she sped up and she got into her car, and I heard her doors lock. Like I heard the door lock as Adam and I and Josh were like walking up, and I kind of like chuckled because it's just like, it's us. I mean, if you know us, you'd be like, yeah, whatever. So we start to drive, and Adam's calling a place, and Josh is calling a place. We're heading to a Publix, and Josh's on the phone with the Publix, and they don't have dry ice. So I'm like, I just need to pull over because like we don't know where we're going. And you know, Atlanta, you go the wrong way in the wrong direction and you're way far away from where you need to be all of a sudden. So I pull into this gas station, and there's a lot of cars like kind of coming in and out, and it's a very small area. So I kind of like pull over to the side, and there's parking spots that are like perpendicular to the way I'm facing. So I kind of pull forward to parking spots that are beside me, but I'm in the white lines, like do not park here lines. But I'm like, I'm not parking here. We're just stopping to call some places. So Adam's on the phone with an Ingles.
Yep.
I'm like Googling I'm just Googling like dry ice and trying to find on Google Maps. And all of a sudden, literally we've been there for like not even 30 seconds. And I hear Josh go, hey, Brad. And I'm like, what? And I look up, and there's a guy at my window. I don't even know if he knocked. Did he knock? Yeah, he like tapped my window. And so I like rolled it down, and I'm like kind of like eyeballing him up and down to be like, who is this guy that's tapping on your window? And I'm like, he's like a younger black guy. He has on like a security outfit. And then all of a sudden on his waist, I see he just has this like, I mean,
yeah, he's got a SBR pistol or an AR pistol just slung. So I that's what caught my attention first.
And then I was like, you know, like, what's up? You know, and he was like, no disrespect, sir. Like, no disrespect, but you can't like park your car here. And I was like, yeah, sorry. I was just like trying to get out of people's way, and we're like looking for something.
Super polite guy.
And he's like, no disrespect. He like kept saying that. And I was like, I was like, I'll move. Don't worry about it. And he's like, thank you. And he's like walked up, and I was like, that was the most polite altercation that I've been in.
This was at like 11 a.m. too. This was not, Yeah, this was dude straight up security guy stood outside. We weren't there, but like no time, 30 seconds, not a minute. Whatever. The guy just like comes walking up, super polite. I don't know what kind of stuff pops off of that guy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know where we were. I honestly don't know where we were, but we obviously were in an area that we probably shouldn't hang out in long.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I guess, you know, I'll just chalk that up to like male privilege that I just like didn't feel like scared at all. You know, I mean, truthfully, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, there's not very, I mean, again, no, I felt fine. There's not very many places I've seen or been in the middle of the day. I have too much fear.
Yeah.
If I'm by myself. Really, it's if I'm by myself. Because if my wife's with me, then I have to worry about want to mess with her because she seems like a target.
Easy target, yeah.
Versus like me, it just seems like there's somebody easier to mess with.
Yeah.
Like I don't think particularly that I'm the baddest dude on the block at all.
Right.
It just feels like, I'll get somebody else.
Yeah, I would just think that I'm not low hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's like it seems like work.
Yeah. But anyways, we ended up finding some dry ice at an Ingles, right? Yeah. About 20 minutes away, we got the dry ice. We grabbed like some lunch meat and stuff because we literally ran out of time to eat lunch because we were running around so much.
We thought we were going to have plenty of time. We left. We were like, we'll go get lunch. It'll be easy.
But I just got the text.
Yeah, it's here.
It's here.
Yes.
So,
y'all, we nailed some of these flavors. This is so exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll go through it now. I mean, we did, first flavor we did was, like the cake batter flavor. You know, we call it big booty dough. Some people don't like the word booty in it, so I think we're going to transition that name over, but it's a birthday cake flavor. It's so good. Loved it. Next, we did Letty Doki right after that, which is super exciting because, like I said, we'll be sending samples off to that donut company, seeing if we can get a co-branded.
Fried glazed donuts, y'all.
Hot now.
Donuts, cookies.
And then on the next day, we started with our DoorDash and Chill, which that one was really, really good as well because we were able to use like cream cheese. So exciting to be able to use some of these stuff.
Yeah, we've been handcuffed for a long time because truthfully, we have to worry about our customers getting a cookie and not reading on the dang thing that either you need to eat it or you need to put it in your freezer and enjoy it later. So basically, because some of y'all want to not eat them right, none of y'all get the most optimal ingredients because of water content. It could mold, it could whatever, and so people can't get hurt. But since this stays in the freezer, if you go buy it in the freezer and keep it in your pantry, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
No one keeps ice cream or anything else like anywhere pantry. Other than they're supposed to. So.
Yeah, I think it says keep frozen on the package anyways. But yeah, so and then the final one we were able to do was peanut butter and jelly, which I'm really excited about. Y'all know I'm not a huge peanut butter fan, but like the way this hits, the jelly comes in really strong in the beginning. Because it's frozen, you get this like kind of like this crystallization of the sugar on the inside, which is like really good. And then you get that peanut butter dough at the end, that like saltiness from it. And I mean, it was funny watching people after we had traded them up, like trying them, and they're like, kept trying them and kept trying them. I was like, bro, you don't need to try it 4 times, bro. Like, I think you like it, you know? So, but overall, it was a really, really good trip, and we tried some really great stuff, and we have some other really cool things planned. So really excited about this part of the journey with Fat and Weird, because really all the flavors that we've done as cookies, now we get to experiment in bite form, and then we're not even handcuffed with like a lot of
man, think about even just the kind of what's happened with like our, customer acquisition, going from like, e-com where orders were 30, 40 a clip to like the size of our wholesale orders now coming through. And then even the ones we're looking at, like we just picked up Wegmans, we said that. They're like the smallest.
Right.
So like every one that comes in now is going to be like exponents.
Right.
It's interesting. It's very going to...
Yeah,
it'll be fun.
Well, and I know that we're doing well because like DoorDash is reordering everything, and then Farmer Joe's sold out of our bites already, and they've reordered them. So it's all really great stuff there. So exciting things for Fat and Weird. Excited to bring you guys some new flavors into 2025. So this one will go up on Monday. So this is a quick turnaround on this one. So then, gosh, man, we've only got like a couple more left before the end of the year.
Year, dude. I know.
So
crazy.
All right, as always. You're worth it. Do hard shit.